My right hand picking is definitely based on George Benson. I learned it in person and over hundreds of conversations and a lot of playing and hours of lessons with Rodney Jones. And I'm just going to say a few of the things that I've distilled that seem to make it work for me, and how I see them also working with other people with other technique. So the misconception is maybe that the palm is up and you're sort of reaching. When you watch George or Rodney, the palm is a lot even more flat than me, I would say, this way. So I'm just saying there can be a bit of a range for that, but one thing that seems to be in common is I'm lightly resting on the outside of my pinky, like so. That, and maybe even a hair through here, you know? Also, depending on the guitar and the position of my hand. The other couple things that are happening is a rest stroke on downs, where my range of motion is stopping. On the string below the one I've attacked. So if I'm attacking 5, then the motion stops with a rest on 4. And I think this is practical, but it gives a certain percussive quality and clarity to the notes. There were definitely times where I was practicing and would ask, is every single down really a rest? The answer is maybe, I don't know, is it? You know, if you really slowed it down, is every one a rest? Probably not. But the range of motion being habitually the size of, you know, the distance between strings and then the Fender medium fitting between those strings is certainly helpful. I think as I go faster, out of necessity, something a little different happens. Another quick couple things, and then I won't go too far into this because I can't see your hand, so I can't really speak to like individual things that people would need to change or want to change or whatever, because of course I can't see it. Happy to do that in lessons, but this was more just a quick kind of informational session. Yeah, so those things are, for the most part, I think the fundamentals of it are the same as when I am teaching someone and they play more of the regular, I'll say, angle, right? Like in either case, right? In either case, I am mostly doing wrist. You can have motion close to the string at the wrist. You could have those kind of locked and doing mostly elbow. Which isn't that bad. It's a little more harder to control than it being more at the wrist, and I think that's just makes sense since the group of muscles you're using back here are further away from the string than the ones you're using there with an anchor, right? Okay, cool. So in summary, there's an angle to the pick, right? Like if I were picking with the string at midnight, that's the sound compared to right? Compared to, so in my case, the angle is 11 o'clock-ish. Many people who pick this way are not actually literally flat picking, right? Like most people will angle a bit forward and get a similar sound this way than I'm getting that way. Kind of makes sense. So I'd say those are kind of the fundamentals. You have the wrist that is at a different angle. There's no way around it, right? But it's not at. There's no like, like once in a while someone will comment and say, "Oh, my arm would be so tense," or "the hand would be so tense," and mine kind of really isn't. It doesn't get tired. I'm sure, 10 years ago maybe there was more tension, but at this point, it feels pretty loose most of the time. So anyway, so angle of the pick, rest stroke, a little bit different wrist angle, but that isn't that much different than people who pick this way and do some of the same fundamentals. So I don't see the two as being at odds at all. There's advantages to both, and really that's more up to how you want the note articulated, and often it just comes down to who your favorite guitar players are. All right, cool. Thanks.